fun, Stinky. I have to say, I do like playing with those Nerf guns. Although I have to say, you did shoot me quite a few times, and that last bullet did sting a bit, I have to say. Oh, you think that's funny? Yes, I'm sure you do. Well, I think we should lay off the Nerf guns for a while and do something else. What do you think? Perhaps we could play with your Christmas Lego. Yes, that is a very good idea. We could do that. I think we should get stuck into that Lego because you did get quite a lot from Santa Claus. It's time for the puppets! Oh, so it is! Hello, story time adventurers, one and all, and welcome back to Story Time once again. A brand new year full of story time fun, which of course I am very, very excited about. Well, mums, dads, boys and girls, Stinky and I are certainly making the most of the Christmas break, the school holidays I should say. We've had so much fun. We've had a Nerf gun war, which Stinky particularly likes, and oh, he gets a little bit carried away, I have to say, when he's firing at me with that Nerf gun. That last bullet did sting quite a bit. Yes, you think it's funny, I know. We've been to the pool, so we've had a bit of a swim, which has been good because it gets very hot here in Australia. Christmas Day falls in the summertime, so it gets very, very hot here on our Christmas break. So we spent a lot of time at the pool and at the beach as well. And Stinky was thinking perhaps we should crack open some of his boxes of Lego because he did get quite a lot from Father Christmas, and perhaps we should build with some of his Lego. I think we should build some of those sets, but of course we might do that a little bit later on. Well, waffling on just a bit, so I suppose we should crack on with today's story, which is called Another Book About Bears. And thank you, Stinky dear. And this is a brand new one, I'm happy to say, which we picked up the other day, so I can't wait to read this one. It does look very, very good indeed. Oh yes, another book about bears. Very, very good indeed. And here we go, my dear ones. Once upon a time, in a deep, dark forest, far, far away, there lived an old brown bear, Stinky. Well, there he is, an old brown bear with quite an odd expression on his face, I have to say. Very, very odd indeed. I wonder what this brown bear is going to be getting up to. I just don't know. He could get up to lots of things there in those lovely woods, go for a stroll, or perhaps he might do some fishing or eat a fish down by a stream. One day the bear embarked. Oh no, hold it right there. Oh, hold the phone, Stinky, we have to stop. Not another book about bears. Ah, Bear, you're kind of interrupting my story. What's the problem? Do you know how many books have been written about us? I'll tell you, far too many, Stinky. Well, this bear is a little bit fed up, and he seems to think that there have been too many stories written about bears. I thought he had a bit of a funny expression on his face. He looked to me as though there was something on his mind, something that perhaps was bothering this old grumpy brown bear. Oh dear. Well, this is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Whenever you open up a book, Stinky, about a bear, we have to perform the story for you. Even if we were in the middle of something really good, like sleeping, snoozing or napping, we have to jump up and do whatever the book says. What do you like reading about bears so much for anyway? We're not so great. We're often greedy, grumpy, yes, that's true, sometimes they are, lazy, a little bit ferocious, and we're exhausted. We are sick of doing all the work, Stinky. Well, there he is there, and you know he means business because he has a blackboard there, and he's pointing with a stick there, and he is absolutely fed up. I think the bears have gone on strike. They are sick of being the main character or the main feature in so many stories. They are quite fed up indeed, I think. Oh dear, bears going on strike. I see, but who will the children read about? Yes, who will they read about? That's your problem. We quit. Not another book about bears. We can't bear it anymore. Bear today, gone tomorrow. Don't make me another story about bears. Well, that is quite something, I have to say, and I'll just hold that up again as you can see how cranky those bears are. Very, very cranky indeed. They don't want to be in any more storybooks. You can't quit. We can, and we just did. We'll Stinky see about that. Well, there's the bear there, and his sign has been dropped on the ground, and he has quit. He is not happy at all. And there he is there, walking away, feeling rather cross. Rather cross indeed. Not happy. The bear wore a pink tutu, yes, well I suppose he can if he wants to, and rode a tiny bicycle. Oh, I see, you'll make us look silly if we don't cooperate. Well, Stinky, it won't work. You think he looks nice in the pink tutu? Yes, I do like the pink tutu, I have to say. And there's the bear there on a bicycle in a pink tutu. And the tutu is rather nice, I have to say. I do like pink, and I like tutus. Well, imagine that, seeing a bear riding a bicycle and in a pink tutu. That would be strange. He chowed down on a piping hot porridge that upset a hive of honeybees and turned a frog into a handsome prince with a big sloppy kiss. No, oh, go on, says the frog. Well, there he is there, still looking rather cross, and there's the frog there wearing the prince's crown. Look at that. I wonder what else this bear is going to get up to. I just don't know, I'm sure. And will he go back to being the bear that he should be? Featuring in storybooks. The children cried and cried when their favourite character turned out to be a big selfish meanie. Oh, that's low. Fine. How about this? If I can find a better animal to star in your books, you'll leave us alone. No more books about bears. Deal? Okay, deal. Hold on. I know, Stinky. Just the guy. Well, there's a little poppet there who's crying, because the bears, of course, are on strike and they don't want to be in storybooks anymore. They think perhaps some other animals can take their place. Well, I just wonder, I really do. What about the 3 bears? I suppose you could have 3 giraffes eating porridge, although that does seem a little bit strange, doesn't it? Goldilocks and the 3 giraffes. Yes, that would be very strange indeed. Meet your new leading animal. Bear, do you know how many elephants you can fit into one tiny book? Not many. They're far too big, Stinky. Yes, they are. Far too big. And there's Bear, and he thinks perhaps this elephant should have a starring role in one of the children's storybooks, replacing the bear with an elephant, even though he is rather big. Rather big indeed. Very, very big. I know. How about an echidna? Too spiky. A kitten, too cute. A crow, too noisy. A marmoset, too crazy. Yes, a very crazy monkey indeed, Stinky. And there he is there, the monkey, of course, on top of Bear's head, with his tail curled around him as well. Perhaps you could have Goldilocks and the 3 monkeys eating porridge, but somehow that just doesn't seem to fit. Not at all. No, it does not. Very, very strange. No, it has to be a bear, I'm afraid. It just doesn't work. A star-nosed mole? That's just too strange, Stinky. a flying fox too batty, a crab too pinchy, a dodo too extinct, a horse neigh. Well, there's some other suggestions for animals that could perhaps replace the bear, but I'm not so sure. I think the bear fits best. What do you think? I think it should be the bear. Hopefully the bears will stop going on strike and return to being in storybooks. Peacock too fancy, koala too cuddly, and an earthworm Stinky too boring. An anglerfish too ugly. Oh dear, the poor anglerfish. And there's Bear there, coming up of course with lots of other suggestions. But of course they're just not as good as the bear. No, it has to be 3 bears, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. That works best. Or whatever other stories there are about bears. No, bears fit best. Kangaroo too jumpy, cheetah too fast, a spider too scary, a tortoise too slow Stinky, and a gazelle too scaredy pandy, too scaredy pants I think. And what about a blobfish? Seriously, a blobfish? That's all I've got. They're all the animals I know, says the bear. Well, don't you see, Bear? No other animal has quite what it takes to star in all of those good books. Sure, bears are a bit greedy, a bit grumpy Stinky, lazy and even ferocious sometimes, but who isn't? The fact is, bears are just right. And my poppets, I couldn't agree more. Bears are just right. Well, perhaps he has come to his senses after all, and he realises that no other animal is suitable to take his place. It needs to be him, I think. Bears are best. Yes, they most certainly are. We've tried lots of other animals, but they just don't seem to work. So what now? Don't worry, I have an idea, Stinky. Do I know what his idea is? No, I don't know what his idea is, but there he is there with all the other animals that we have seen on the pages of the book. Lots of animals there, and I wonder what his idea could be. I just don't know. I just don't know. Once upon a time, in a deep dark forest, far, far away, there lived an old brown bear. One day the bear fell asleep and hibernated uninterrupted for 8 long months. Luckily, a few old friends agreed to help out while the bear took a well-deserved break. That's a very good idea. So while the bear is taking a break from starring in all those famous children's books, perhaps his animal friends can take his place so Bear can have a well-deserved break. A well-deserved rest, I should say. And he does look quite peaceful there, having a snooze. Oh yes, perhaps that's all he needed. A snooze in a hammock. And it says, do not disturb. Yes, I think that's best. Not to disturb the bear. The end! Goldilocks and the 3 bears. And sitting there, wouldn't you know, is a kangaroo, and it looks to me like a cheetah or a leopard there as well. How very, very strange, although at least Bear is getting a rest. The end! And that was called Another Book About Bears. A very interesting and cute book, I have to say, that I did enjoy reading very, very much. Well, fancy that, Stinky. Bears going on strike. That would be rather strange, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. What's that? You think mice should go on strike? Yes, well, perhaps if you went on strike, there'd be some cheese left for old Mrs. Waffle to have on her crackers with a nice hot cup of tea. Yes, although I don't think so, I have to say. Well, mums and dads, boys and girls, storytime adventurers, I hope you enjoyed that book because I certainly did. And I have to say I'm so pleased to be back for story time. I am looking forward to the brand new year and all the wonderful books that we are going to discover and read together. Simply, simply marvellous. So perhaps you could read a book I should say, I've got bear on the brain, about a grumpy old bear, or perhaps you could pretend to be a bear. And as always, my dear ones, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, bye.